Attention. If you or a loved one suffer from being completely ass at Call of Duty, this video may be able to help. Enjoy. Welcome guys. Thank y'all so very much for taking time out of your busy schedules to come and check out this video. My name is Matt, also known as Jackal. Today, we're going to be talking about the small things that make the huge differences in your gameplays. I'm going to give you guys my top three differences, small little differences that are going to make the greatest impacts on your gameplays to make you a better Call of Duty player. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. First one we're going to be talking about today is the death icons. For those of you that don't know, death icons show up whenever your team member gets killed on the map. It shows up as a little skull, sometimes as a skull and crossbone, depending on the game, on your screen. Not on the minimap, but on your overlay. So you're looking at the game, you see a skull pop up, you know that's where your team just died. Now obviously, they're there for a reason. Many people just use them as, oh, my teammate died. Don't go over there, there's enemies. But in fact, they're much more useful than that. These death icons not only tell you where your teammate died, but it can help you track how many of your teammates are still alive, ready for engagements on the map. By ready for engagements, I mean that the ones that are able to get into a quick gunfight and hopefully win that gunfight within a very short period of time, not, having to travel halfway across the map from their spawn. Using this information, we can decide whether or not we want to push the objective based on how many people we have alive and ready for a gunfight compared to how many we know the enemy team has for a gunfight. If we know we have them outnumbered 5-3, then we know this is a great opportunity to push, gain control of the objective, start scoring some points, and begin the road to victory in the map. On the inverse side, if we know they have us outnumbered, we know we need to sit back, wait for our teammates to spawn back in, get back to the engagement spot, and then we can proceed to carry on with the gunfights and hopefully gain back that control. You can also use these death icons to figure out where the enemies are. Unless they got killed by a cross-map tomahawk coming from the other side of the map, you have a general understanding that the enemy that killed your teammate, thus causing the death icon, is going to be somewhere in the general vicinity of the death icon. Obviously, there's a few exceptions, but in general rules, you're going to assume that they're right there with you. You can use this information in one of two ways. You can push up and attack them based on the fact that you know they're in the general area of that death icon. Gives you a little upper hand, having general idea where they are compared to them having absolutely no clue where you're going to be pushing from. Or you can use this to predict where they're going. You can have two guys set up on either side of said death icon and just watch both angles. In a general Treyarch map, there's going to be 3 lanes, the mid, the left, and the right. Normally speaking, this is going to be throughout the entirety of the game, and most death icons will occur in the middle of the map, so you can assume they're going to try to flank out towards the edges. If you have one person watch each of those angles, you will get a free kill, hopefully, and be able to capitalize on being a man down. The second thing we're going to be talking about today is your minimap. Using your minimap to your advantage. Most people don't use the minimap as much as they should. They only use it for pretty much just figuring out where their pathing is. A lot of people will use it just to figure out, okay, this is the path I can take. I can go through this hall, and then it wise. Where do I want to go? I'll go this way, whatever. To me, it helps in 3 major ways. 1, it can help with your positioning. It assists you with your positioning. This way you know the different routes you can take. Like I said, this is the way most people use the minimap. It gives you the different routes you can take to get from point A to point B. Wherever those points may be, they're on the minimap. You know you can trust it. It's accurate. It will never lead you astray. Second way you can use this is it shows where your teammates are in exactly real time. It's not delayed. It doesn't only show them based on gunfire or some form of sound that your teammate makes, unlike it is with the enemies. Now you can use this information in a couple of different ways. Mainly, I like to use it to figure out my rotating and my pathing. You can figure out where your teammates are and where they're empty angles, where there are angles that people aren't looking at. That way you can rotate around to those angles, cut the enemy team off, and hopefully get some free kills in the meantime. Secondly, you can figure out exactly where your teammates are looking. Good thing about the minimap in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, it's directional. it shows the triangle, and the tip of the triangle is where they're looking. This way you can figure out a general idea of what angle they're holding, and make sure that you're not holding the same angle, which I covered in a previous video. Links down in the description. Check out the playlist that I'm making. I'll put that playlist right down there as well. Check out all these videos. But it shows you exactly where they're looking, so you're not covering the same angle, thus creating open lanes for your enemies. The last thing I'm going to say about minimaps is it shows where your enemies are. Unfortunately, this isn't real time, but that would be kind of stupid if you knew exactly where they were. That's only good for 1v1s. Enemies show up, obviously, when they shoot a gun that isn't suppressed or in some form concealed on the minimap. I think cold-blooded and might be one other attachment that assists in that form of concealment where their blip doesn't show up on the radar. But in general, it helps you figure out where your enemies are. Not only can you use this to your advantage to know exactly where they are and give some form of prediction as to where they are, but it also helps you realize what path you need to take to get the most kills to be the most helpful for your team. And the final thing, the final minute detail that many people overlook is the kill feed. Most people just realize, oh, it's kill feed, shows you how many people there are. You know, a lot of people just use it for sniping, feeding, anything like that, getting those quad feed, headshot, 7-on, whatever it may be. I've never been that much of a sniper, but you get the idea. It's so much more than that. There's one main reason that I like to use the kill feed, and it gives you an indication of how many people are able to get into an engagement right now. If you're paying close enough attention to the obituary log, as it's technically called, the kill feed, you're able to figure out who gets the kills on who. This way, if you can process things very quickly, you're able to figure out that there are 3 people left in the engagement zone. There are 5 people amongst both teams ready for engagements on the objective. You know, whatever it may be, you can figure out if, you know, player A has 3 kills and then you just see him die, then you know, okay, we can push up. Their best player just died. Or inversely, you can check and see what their best player is and coordinate your pushes based on their death. You can take a peek at the scoreboard, realize, oh, Jackal's doing the best on his team. We need to coordinate our pushes for when he dies. If we can focus our efforts on getting him, then we can push the team forward and get the kills that we need, win the objective, and thus winning the game. The last thing I'm going to say about the kill feed is you can coordinate with their spawning as well. You can coordinate your pushes with them spawning. If you see 5 blue names pop up saying that they just died, you obviously know that that's your team. Unfortunately, your entire team just died. You need to sit back. You're way outnumbered. But if you see 5 orange names in the kill feed, that should be a clear indication for you to communicate to your team, hey, they're all dead, -1 of course, but hey, we're up 6-1 in numbers. We need to push this now before they get back into the fight. You can push the objective as they're spawning, thus giving you basically a free control of the zone, whether it's, you know, whatever the objective may be, giving you a great advantage in the game. These have been my 3 minute details that are in Call of Duty that most people don't pay attention to, that you need to start taking advantage of. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button or dislike it if you disliked it. If you did enjoy it, make sure to share it with that one friend that you know needs tips. There's always somebody on your friends list that you always hard carry. They never understand how you get so many kills. They're just sitting there down on the bottom, you know, 10 and 10, 9 and 10. Somehow you're up there with 57 kills and 4 deaths. It's like, come on, bro, pick it up. Send them these videos. Like I said, I'm going to have a playlist down below that I'm going to keep adding to every video that is just going to encompass all of these. So hopefully you guys go check those out. Check out any of the past videos. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day, night, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time of day it may be, wherever you may be. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. Much love as always, homies. Peace.